Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dice Will Roll, the queerest Pathfinder podcast on the planet, where we ask the hard questions like, how is Jiangxi at basketball?
Really fucking good. They'd be so good. They can jump so high.
They can.
Now, okay, but...
Yeah.
What if... Because, like, there's some things about... Like, Jiangxi, obviously, when you think of a Jiangxi, yeah, okay, they'd be good at basketball, because they can jump really good, right?
Yeah.
However...
They are dead, so they probably do have less motor function on the hands.
Yeah, they like a lot of rigor mortis, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know how good they'd be at what's the word? Juggling?
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Dribbling.
That's the bitch. I have not touched a basketball.
If you have any sports questions, ask me.
Thank you, Resident Jock.
I only played basketball for 2 weeks.
What is your preferred term? What is your preferred term? Not jock, then.
I'm a mix between... Listen, I have the knowledge of sports, but I can't do them for shit unless it's like track.
Academic of sports, then, we'll say.
I guess.
Sports academic.
Okay. So, on one hand, jump really good. On the other hand, rigor mortis make dribbling hard.
I also think that Jiangxi would maybe try and drink the blood of whoever is also playing. Unless it's a Jiangxi, like, team.
Now, an all Jiangxi game of basketball.
Here's the thing, though. Stop generalizing Jiangxi.
What about... Why?
You can't see it, but I just saluted.
It's not like I'm being culturally insensitive about Jiangxi. It's just that, like, when you become a Jiangxi, you gain certain traits which are just, like, true because it is a curse which has been put on you. And that includes good at jumping but bad at hand movements. And also will drink this, not the blood, the ki of other living creatures. Yes. Thank you.
I see.
I was about to say, Chuji isn't a Jiangxi, they're a Rushi, but they would kick your ass at basketball.
I mean, that's just
They
true.
kick so much ass at any sport.
I mean, with their speed alone, yeah.
Literally.
I'm pretty sure they can run a full track. They can run a mile and, like, take out the world record.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Fucking, you know, you're at the starting line, and she's like, "Hey, hold on a second," and again the fucking stoked flame stance, and everyone else is like, "Damn it, the game's over."
Even then, their fucking their speed is so high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and fucking long jump, like, fuck you guys, I'm going to do an 80-foot vertical leap.
It's over no matter what. Wait, what sports would everyone else be good at?
I hope y'all like silver.
I think Senku would be great at swimming.
You're so right.
I was like, oh, is he gonna say horse riding because of the broom? No, it's even funnier.
I mean, in looking at Masami's stats, I'd probably say, like, gymnastics.
You know what? That's actually also true. I was like, to myself, I was thinking, like, what games involve, like, covert assassinations?
None.
Not many.
None of them, actually.
Gymnastics
football,
do,
if
actually.
you're American football, maybe.
Golf, if you're not a coward.
Okay, but Masami isn't, like, that beefy. They'd probably be, like, a fucking... They wouldn't even be a linebacker. They'd probably be a running back or something.
Would we like to play some Pathfinder?
Yeah, I could play.
Okay. Previously in Fists of the Ruby Phoenix, our heroes entered the Undermarkets, a sprawling network of abandoned tunnels and sewer lines, which have been occupied by all sorts of dangerous criminals and creepy crawlies from the underworld. They met with Hiroshi Takahara, leader of a Golden League Syndicate branch and father to Masami Takahara. He assuaded your fears about the disappearance of Devil's Jews, a rival team who has out for you, who he says have more likely than not drowned at sea. Afterwards, you made your way to the Grand Museum of Goka, where the Pathfinder Society was putting on an exhibit dedicated to the Ruby Phoenix herself. You guys made connections. You learned about all sorts of mythic treasures held by the Ruby Phoenix. You met previous winners of the Ruby Phoenix tournament. And you all had a load of secrets that you did not tell each other.
Yeah.
As you do, or don't.
Which is fine.
Friendship.
So, It is the next day. Do we want to hop in?
Yeah.
Okay. So, morning rises in the Ruby Village. It is Wheels Day. That's Fancy Wednesday. And your time in Goka so far has been pretty interesting. You've fought dragons. You've brawled with mob bosses. You've looked at stories of the ancient past. How are you all doing this morning as you kind of like wake up and get ready to do whatever it is you're gonna do today to impress the Ruby Phoenix and the many sponsors who are all looking to, bid on you at some point. So, we'll go around. We'll start with, Chuji.
Oh.
Chuji, how are you doing this fine Wheels Day morning? That's Fancy Wednesday.
Yeah, that is Fantasy Wednesday. I think they're actually wearing their new wraps that they got from their best friend,
The holographic
Setsumaima.
ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Setsumaima DeGeneres, your best friend. The dazzling hand wraps, right? Or
Yeah, of
the
course.
hand wraps of dazzling blows?
Yes.
They are a little garish. But you know what? It's fine.
It's fine. Chuji
It
deserves to
looks-
wear something garish every once in a while. They're kind of a tough guy, but they could take some pretty stuff.
Yeah, you know what? Sure. How are you doing? Like, what's on your mind after the few days you've had in Goka so far?
Chuji's got a lot of stuff on their mind. Honestly.
A lot to think about, right?
Yeah.
Just yesterday you had that encounter with your mom.
Yeah,
And then
that. The talk with Masami's dad. Talk with Shen.
Talk with Shen.
The whole tournament going on, thinking about what they're going to be doing for the rest of the week.
Does Shuchi feel confident about the tournament?
Not this part of it, no.
How come?
Chuji... I don't know if you could tell, but Chuji really, really finds it important how people think about them.
Mm-hmm.
And it stresses them out, I think.
They have a lot of pride.
Yeah. A lot.
And is that pride getting to them that they're not in complete control of the situation because it's a social encounter type few days?
I think a little bit, yeah. I think they feel somewhat good about, the things that they have done. What was her name that he geeked out with about Haojin?
Oh, Lady Tao?
Lady Tao. I think that they feel, alright about, Lady Tao. Maybe not. Chuji's always got that inkling in the back of their head that I don't think they think I'm as cool as I think that they are.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
That's awful sus of you.
Shut the fuck up.
Alright.
But Chuji, that's you, right?
Yeah.
Sanku, Witch Prince of the Sea. Good morning. How are you doing today? How are you feeling?
Senku wakes up with the mindset that today's gonna be a good day, and it'll be good. And he is... I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
What is he doing?
All right, Sanku. Now just hold a scroll rolled up in front of me.
Are you asking me to, do you
Just
want me to toss
hold
it?
it.
Do you want me to toss
No,
it?
just hold it where it is.
I'm gonna toss it.
No, just hold it where it is, boy.
Alright, fine. He holds it in front of him. Ew! Oh, you're gonna get my hand wet with your spit.
Delicious! I can now teach you a new spell. Give me another scroll, Sanku.
Oh. Well, you're okay.
Come here.
Pulls up the neck. Oh god. Get away. Oh.
His fucking tail is wagging.
You fucking know it.
I think Masami and Chuji, both of you can tell that Lolo is acting sillier than normal this morning. And has been acting a little sillier in general. He's always a little bumbling. But for the last few days, since you got to Goka, he has been amping up the silly nearly. I'm not sure why he's doing that, but he certainly is playing up the feeble old man act more than usual. So, Sanku, you can add those spells that you had on scrolls, which are Water Walk, Dragon Form, and Acid Storm, to your spell list.
Thank you.
Masami, good morning.
Hi, hello.
How are you doing this fine Wheels Day that's Fancy Wednesday morning?
Thank you, Derry. I think they're doing alright, or at least they're showing that they're alright. I think they're still kind of, thinking about what Hiroshi said about Devil's Dues.
What does Masami make of that situation specifically? Because Hiroshi seemed to be of the opinion that they were not going to be a problem.
Masami knows better.
Okay. So you think Hiroshi might be wrong on this one?
I think they might need to have a one-on-one chat at some point about this one.
Yeah, because as well, last time when you tried to speak to him, he was saying a lot of things which were very clearly meant to be directed at you, to the point where the others were starting to notice.
Yep.
So, weird choice, Hiroshi. What's up with that? So for sure, that's if you wanted to go talk to him and be like, okay, come on, man. That's something you'll be able to do, for sure.
Yep.
But as you're standing here, and you can see Chuji looking outside thoughtfully, and Sanku playing with Lolo, I'm gonna drop you all in as you figure out how you're all doing.
So, what's on the agenda today?
I mean, there's a lot of places that we can go in town. I'm not really sure where all the sponsors would be, though.
Oh my god.
What?
I haven't talked to my parents.
Oh, God.
Oh my god. I haven't. Oh my god.
Hey, if you want to go do that today, do you want us to come with you, or?
It's been multiple days.
I'm sure you could just tell them that, like, you got busy. I'll vouch for you.
I mean, it'll be fine. He's so embarrassed.
Look, you're championship finalist. I think they'll understand. If anything, you could just say you were training.
Yeah.
That, or you could just say that you're trying to get sponsors. Like, I'm sure they'll understand.
Lolo nods and says, whatever happens, Sanku, remember that they do respect me quite a lot, and I'll be there to vouch for you.
Right. I just can't believe I forgot.
You were having fun, Sanku.
Masami looks away.
What are you looking away for?
Well, listen, I'll be honest with the way that they kind of, like, get in your bubble. Wouldn't surprise me.
It'll be fine. I just can't believe I forgot for so long, because it's been multiple days.
It's alright.
I'll just tell them that you're doing stuff for the Ruby Phoenix tournament, and they should understand, considering we're finalists in the Ruby Phoenix tournament.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be busy.
Yeah, for sure.
What about the rest of you? What are you going to do today if we can't all hang out at the same time? Perhaps there's something we'll be able to do in the evening instead.
Oh, I'd like that.
Yeah, we can catch back up.
True.
Well, Chuji Masami, didn't you say we had tickets to something? Perhaps that could be a grand night out.
Oh, fuck.
God, the concert.
Was it the show? Do we have tickets to the show?
I mean, we have places to be there, yeah. They saved spots for us.
That sounds like a grand time. Who doesn't love a night out at the opera?
Right. Sure.
I could name a few people, probably.
Two of them are right here.
Yeah.
Oh, you two. Don't you know that opera is the highest form of art? I'm sure whatever stories they'll tell, they'll be the type to make you feel like you're adventurers in a distant land accomplishing impossible tasks.
I can't imagine what that would be like.
Isn't that just what we do?
Hush now,
like,
boy.
in a
Hush now, boy. We can't
not
ignore the
gonna
power of
hush.
art.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm just saying that we all know what it's like to be adventurers. Just not in a distant land.
Well, it's also a free dinner and time to speak with sponsors and other teams.
I see what you're looking for.
I'm here to be a patron of the arts.
You're
Mostly.
here to be a patron of the caterers.
And if I like having delicious food. So, what of it?
Alright. Sure, Lolo.
Shall we reconvene in the evening?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds alright to me.
Okay. So, Lolo kind of bobs a little bit, and he hops onto your shoulder, Sanku, and says, So, we'll see you later, everyone. I trust you'll all have a wonderful time in the City of Wonders.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You guys be safe, okay?
You too.
You too. Don't want to hear about any fights.
So, Dave, would you like to start with Sanku's? Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Give the others some time to figure out what they'd like to do. I feel Masami has an idea, but Chuchi will give you some time to
Yeah, I'm gonna
ponder
fucking
over.
need it. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do.
If you don't come up with anything, I'll make sure to have a scene for you.
Alright.
So, Sanku,
Senku.
you make your way into the City of Wonders. Let's go for Goka. Do you like that? Was that good?
Oh, wow!
Mwah!
Sorry.
Sanku, Witch Prince of the Sea. You skip through the busy streets of Goka, knowing full well where your parents are staying because they absolutely give you all the details. As you are walking, Lolo's on your shoulder, and he's like, Well now, boy, how are you feeling?
I'm fine.
And how are you really feeling?
Not fine.
I know.
He's still got his little smile on, and he's like,
I suppose there's a time and a place for everything, and if you ever need some comfort, Sanku, know that I'm always here for you. I can read you a
know.
bedtime story, and I can help you relax a little bit, but if
I'm
you're...
not a baby.
He looks at you with his dumb little eyes and says, But sometimes isn't it nice to pretend?
That's embarrassing. He covers his face. And he's like,
Well, one way or another, Sanku, just know that I'm terribly proud of you, my boy. And I will always be here to help you, even when situations are grim.
Thank you, Lolo.
It's not easy for me to be able to dispense this wisdom to you. You're always around your friends, and I know how embarrassed you get when I start being like this in front of them.
They're just really cool, and I want to be cool like them also.
You are cool, Sanku. You are awesome and mighty.
I am pretty awesome and mighty. He looks like he's trying to convince himself of that. Senku's like, I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings if I get embarrassed when you're trying to be nice to me.
Sanku, I'm a millennia-old dragon. I have dealt with more dire situations than a young boy not wanting to fall victim to public displays of affection. Now, boy, we stand before the lair of the beast, he says. You're outside your parents' hotel.
Damn, that's brutal.
Shall we delve into the lair of the Leviathans?
Yeah, I want to see my sister anyways.
So, Sanku, you make your way into this hotel. It is, so a big thing with Goka is that architecture is, like, a huge thing here. In other countries, you'll find, like, people going through fashion trends. In Goka, architecture is the thing that comes in trends. And it'll be like, oh, you know, the hit new architecture style is, you know, making pagodas that look like they're from Minkai. Or, oh, dude, yeah, I'm flexing so hard, I got my manor built to look like an Imperial Lungwan castle.
I'm now imagining, like, those wealthy women who are really obsessed with, like, the way that their home looks, hurrying to try and hire a contractor to change their roofing before the trend dies down.
Oh, dude, yes, very much so. And the reason I say this is because this hotel that you're standing in front of is very obviously, like, inspired by Hwanggo, which is, fancy Korea, except not modern Hwanggo. The Hwanggo of maybe 30 or 40 years ago. This place has not been updated in a few years, Which, it's a cheap place, but it's a place that looks fancy,
It's like a Las Vegas hotel.
Yeah. Your parents can afford it, but they couldn't afford much more than that,
That's fair.
As you enter into this little hotel, though, there are Undyne everywhere.
Oh my.
It looks like every room is booked out by this entire fucking village.
Senku whispers to Lily, he's like, did everyone? That's
I counted
embarrassing.
31,
Oh.
which is a good portion of the village.
Jeez, it feels like the only people who stayed are just there to keep the village going.
Oh, yes, I'm sure that's the case. They're all very excited to see you perform, Sanku.
Well, I'm glad for that.
Glad for what? Honey!
Hi.
And coming around, kind of out of the foyer, is Bula, mother of the prince.
Of course.
She smiles as she approaches you, and she puts both hands on your cheeks and says, Sanku, dear, you didn't come back for us.
I had to impress the sponsors so they'd give us money.
Oh, well, I'm sure you did an excellent job, but I just don't want you forgetting about us.
I wouldn't forget about you. I just had to do some of the Ruby Phoenix stuff so that we can win.
Well, it would be nice. Do you know, Sanku, if there's a cash prize for the Ruby Phoenix tournament?
Is there?
There's an
Or is it
artifact.
just the church?
Like, you might win money, like, from winning different matches, but, like...
I don't think for the whole, Ruby Phoenix tournament, because that's the artifact, like, the relic from...
And you can't ask for money for that?
I am not gonna ask for money from that.
Well, I was just talking to your father, and he was saying with a few thousand gold, we could completely revamp the village.
I can just try and win that in the matches, Mom.
Yes, but I'm just saying, if we were to completely remodel the village, as it were, maybe in this style, don't you find this is quite nice? Do you like the way that the columns are?
I prefer our village looking like a village.
Yes, but maybe we could bring it into something new. Witch Prince Village, maybe, or Witch Prince
Okay.
Town, perhaps. And as she's kind of talking, around the corner comes Babayon, father of the prince, and he's like, "Oh, Sanku, hello! How are you doing, boy?" And
Hi,
he's kind
Dad.
of trailing after him is Kin Hassan, sister of the prince. And she's like, "Sanku, you came back!"
Hi! He runs over to her and he pulls her into his arms and he swirls her again.
As you're hugging her, Babayon turns to Bula, and he's like, "So where was he yesterday?" "Oh, impressing some sponsors. They're going to make us a lot of money to remodel the village."
Okay.
And Babayon turns to you and says, "Yes, and I hope you've been practicing hard as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Show us some of your magic, Sanku." And I think people in the foyer all turn to
Oh gosh, something that won't mess up the hotel. He's like, hold on. Let me look through. He pulls out his little spell book and he's trying to find something that won't make a mess inside of a hotel. And he's like, okay. Nobody's gonna get mad if I cast a spell in here?
and
usually, like, rules.
both Bula and Babayon shake their heads like, no. Show us the spell, come on, Sanku, let's go.
Okay. He looks a little embarrassed and he's like, okay. And he casts Phantom Steed. I cast Horse in your lobby. I cast Horse in your hotel.
What does the horse look like?
It's a large magical horse. I am imagining that it's like because it's a Phantom Steed and not I cast Horse is real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining that it's also sort of water themed, but like the ocean in the middle of the night. The ocean in the middle of the night, maybe.
Ooh, that's very nice. Okay.
Like that sort of like colored thing.
Kin Hassan's eyes light up, and she turns to you. You can do that?
I can.
Can I keep it?
It's not real. It's like a ghost.
Bula puts a hand on her shoulder and says, well, don't worry, Keen-Hassan. With the money that we'll make from the Ruby Phoenix tournament, we'll be able to get you a real horse. And Keen-Hassan turns to you with big eyes like,
I will try and get you a real horse.
she looks so fucking excited. And Babayon kind of like strokes his chin like, I'm not even sure where we'd keep it, but that's a bridge we'll cross later. Senku, where are you going to take us today?
I think that he could lead them through the markets then, or like, yeah, I think the markets would make sense.
Okay. Well, Babayon turns to everyone and says, now everyone, Senku, Witch Prince of the Sea, will be guiding us on a tour through Goka, going through the what was it, the Forever Market?
The never-ending markets.
The never-ending markets. Bring some silver if you have any spare. Okay? Okay. And Bula puts a hand on your shoulder, Senku, and says, and now remember as well, Senku, that no matter what happens, we are so proud of you for getting this far.
Thanks, Mom.
And Keen-Hassan comes and tugs on your sleeve and says, Senku, can I ride the horse?
Let me see if you can. Yeah, actually, yeah. It says in the spell that if I pick somebody, you can ride it, so.
She looks so excited. She approaches this horse and it like dips its head and its mane is like seaweed and she like sits on it and it ripples but it's not wet. And she is so delighted. And I think it's at this point that like a hotel worker comes down the corner and is, huh!
I'm sorry!
And Senku, I think you give your family and your village a tour of Goka.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we'll call it for you, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Masami, it's your turn. What are you up to today?
Masami, I think, is just kind of walking around Goka. It looks like they're just taking a casual walk, but really they're trying to, just in case they're being followed, they're trying to confuse people.
Okay. You're throwing people off your trail.
Yes.
For sure. Well, eventually, you're pretty sure you're not being trailed again, and you slip into the Neverending Market, and you meet up with Faye, and she seems surprised that you're coming back so soon, but she's not going to stop you. And you make your way down into the Undermarket, right?
Mm-hmm.
And soon you meet back up with Hiroshi Takahara. And he's like, he is in the middle of writing some stuff down when you enter.
Uh-huh.
And he looks up and says, oh, hey kid, you're back quickly. Sorry, you caught me in the middle of running some business. You know business is code for extortion rackets, because let's not forget, he is in fact
He is
a
like back to
criminal.
crime boss. Yeah.
Yeah, but he looks up at you and says, what's up, kid?
Well, no teammates, so we can pretty much talk in full.
Mm-hmm. Sorry about the very obvious tells yesterday. Those were intentional.
I know they were. You want me to clue them in, I know.
I know, Masami, your greatest strength is your allies.
I get it. I do. I truly get it, but you remember what happened with them. To all of us. I'm not letting that happen again.
Hiroshi, looks away for a second. And he sighs and says, so that is why you're here? To discuss me pushing?
No, it's about Devil's Duels. You know better than I do that what you said is crap.
You didn't want me cluing them in. I did some research. They are not involved in that organization. And when I say that organization, it's like capital T and capital O, right? It's like shonen, those people, that man, you know?
Yeah.
That organization, it's in bold.
Yeah.
They have nothing to do with it. But
someone still is, and they're probably still using them. They'll use anyone, you know that.
of course. Look, I'll be real with you, kid. Whatever they've been doing, they've been covering up their tracks. I've never seen such a concentrated effort to do so. Which shouldn't be a surprise, but in the past, it's never been like this.
Well, they're dealing with something as big as the Ruby Phoenix. I'm pretty sure they want to keep everything as hushed as possible.
Masami, I dealt with the Ruby Phoenix before. Not personally, but the Golden League were involved last time. It wasn't like this on our end. And we got further than anyone else ever has. Tell me, on Danger Island, was there anything that sparked your suspicion that your hunch was right? That this has something to do with the Ruby Phoenix tournament?
Well, there was something that wasn't entirely sanctioned. And it kind of happened to us too.
He tilts his head.
We found a makeshift teleportation camp, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to sniff it out. And our enforcer said that the only one who could do that kind of powerful conjuration magic was Haojin.
His eyebrows actually go up.
Then, that same night, when we were all sleeping, a portal popped out and a bunch of terracotta soldiers attacked us.
Terracotta soldiers?
Yeah, and we...
Like from Imperial Lunghua?
Yeah.
He kind of paces for a second. And just to give you you at home, and also I think you guys, because I'm sure you don't know about the dynasties of Tiansha. All of Tiansha was once ruled over by this massive empire. The Lunghua Empire, right?
Mm-hmm.
But approximately, maybe a century to a few centuries ago, something happened and Lunghua fell into successor states. It's kind of like the Han Dynasty of China, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Where basically the whole empire collapsed into smaller individual empires, and those empires collapsed as well. But the Terracotta Soldiers were a signature of that era. No one really makes them anymore. So just to have random ones popping in is really bizarre, you know? And he kind of hums and says, "So what are you getting at, Masami?"
The same magic scent that I got off of that teleportation camp was the same one that summoned the soldiers to attack us. And as far as I'm aware, we were the only ones who attacked us. Those were the only ones. That was the only portal. Someone would have told us. There would have been an uproar with some of the other teams. Then, when we got to the top of the tower, Devil's Dews killed the Ruby Phoenix in front of everybody with a staff that they claim that they make. A disintegration staff. Showboaters that they are, of course, they tried to take everything for themselves, then they got captured. I'm still trying to remember who was with them on their boat. I'm pretty sure it was just a bunch of the guards, but...
What are you suggesting, Masami? Because yesterday Sanku suggested that Devil's Juice got off with help.
I'm saying that their help might be a bit above our pay grade.
He folds his arms and says, "If you're implying that the Ruby Phoenix herself is somehow embroiled in some scheme... Well, for one thing, I'm fairly certain she's millennia older than that group."
I'm not saying that it's her specifically, though I definitely, if I'm honest, did have my suspicions. I'm saying it's probably someone around her. Maybe someone who has the same or similar amount of conjuration magic or can mimic it. For fuck's sake, she has an Oni.
I think Hiroshi taps the side of his head and says, "Do recall, though, that it's not like Oni are particularly hard to come by. They are excellent mercenaries.
And
Even
excellent backstabbers.
Certainly. I would discount the idea that there's someone else on her level, though. I really don't think that's possible. And there's never been anyone in history as skilled at conjuration as her." So if they did exist, they would have flown under the radar of millennia of history books. That or they just popped up on the scene. Masami, if you want the Golden League to get involved, I can, clue people in.
Look, the last time that the Golden League got involved, it got hell for everyone, including you.
Maybe, but I don't want you doing this alone.
I know.
Well, I'll keep an eye out, okay? One way or another. If I happen upon a sorcerer with the same skill set as the Ruby Phoenix, I'll let you know, but you can put lipstick on a pig, Masami. It'll still be a pig. What you've found is worrying, to say the least. But let's not jump to any conclusions one way or another.
You're the boss.
Yep, it's literally my job.
Okay, you can stop with the dad jokes.
I have to do it. It's a part of me, Masami. I can't not do the dad jokes. You want to do some more training?
Yeah. Fighting always gets my head clear, come on.
So you go to meet up with you go to spar it out with your dad. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay, and certainly you seem to be on the trail of something, but whatever it is, who can tell? So Chuji.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of thing are you thinking of doing?
Yeah. I mean, on a day off, Chuji's definitely gonna think to start training, and they can't slack. They're in the middle of the fucking tournament. They haven't been fighting in a while.
Okay, so you're trying to keep yourself up.
Yeah.
I'd like to imagine that you don't have your hand wraps on right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of in the style of Rock Lee. You gotta train with them. You gotta train without your power boosters on, so that when you have them on, it's the inverse of Rock Lee. When you actually put them on, suddenly you're kicking ass.
Yeah.
You're in the Ruby Village, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in the middle of just beating the shit out of a training dummy.
Wailing on it.
Just absolutely going ham. Your hand wraps are left lying on a fence nearby. And I think you're how are you visibly while this is happening?
While training, Chuji is probably in workout clothes, not their everyday clothes. Hair still in a pigtail. I really don't think they ever take their hair out of their eyes. But yeah, they've got their kind of regular tape on, their arms and stuff, just for strength and muscles. But they don't really look tired as they train. They don't seem to wear out.
I feel there's an intensity to how you're training right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Chuji's going fucking ham. They're practicing their punches.
I think as you're just going ham, I think you pull your fist back and chop really hard at the neck of the dummy, so hard that the dummy's head actually does come off.
Shit.
As you're doing that, you hear some clapping.
They turn around, a bit startled.
Kind of sitting on the sidelines is Yami Kamulandez, the leader of the Biting Roses, the team of occultists from Arcadia. And as you turn startled, she puts her hands up to, sorry, I didn't mean to spy, she says, sitting down, legs crossed.
Ah, fuck. Gotta warn a guy if you're watching them train. Hi, Yarika, right?
Yes. It's nice to meet you one-on-one, Chuji. I don't want to stop you from training, though. If you'd like to keep going, you can.
You want to join me?
I mean, I myself don't do a lot of the physical fighting, but I can certainly, if you show me how to throw a punch, I'd be happy to learn.
Sure. They kind of like nod their head and like waver over, and they're like,
I could teach you real easy. It's pretty simple. I mean, you have to know what you're doing, but it's not hard to catch on. You look smart. You have glasses.
She raises her eyebrows at that. Says, "These glasses are actually meant to keep the sun out of my eyes. Do you see how they're tinted?"
Well, they still look
Back
smart.
Okay, well, most of my book smarts goes into occult training, not physical training.
That's fair.
I won't summon my grandfather for this. That defeats the purpose, wouldn't you say?
Maybe. I really beat up old men.
She leans in and says, "What about old men who are already dead?"
Well, I guess it couldn't do harm, huh?
Well, show me how to do this punch.
Well, have you ever thrown a punch before?
She punches at the dummy and it's very bad.
Well, you have to be really careful where you place your thumb, actually.
Why is that?
Well, you don't want to fucking break it. So, I want you to make a fist.
She makes a fist and she's got her thumb tucked under her fingers.
That's exactly it. So,
Chuji kind of takes her wrist and puts one hand is holding her wrist and one hand is palming against the top of her fist.
If you do that and you hit really hard, you're gonna break your fucking thumb. So you have to make sure that it's outside of your fist, right?
Okay. Alright, I've got it outside my fist now. Now what?
Also make sure that you don't really,
overextend your arm and they kind of pull on her wrist.
you might tear something.
Okay. So this, and she throws a punch, and it's not great, but it's better.
Yeah. You're getting it.
She smiles, and I think you guys train for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You teach her how to kick, she kicks. She is very much so not the martial type.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be either if you could summon your granddad, except he's a mantis and he can cut your head off.
That's a good point. Yeah.
After a while, I think she's got a good sweat up. She's in a stance, not too dissimilar to your own, but not, it's not nail in the head or anything.
Yeah.
And she pants and says, "Huh, you've really got this down. Were you ever, where did you learn all of this?"
Oh, I mean, everyone's got, teachers and stuff. I as a kid, I'd go to, lessons. Whenever I could. Not a lot. But you kind of learn where you can, from other people, from some dude in a fighting school, some kid down the block who knows how to throw one better than you. You kind of take what you can from anyone who's willing to give. And that's how I learned.
She kind of nods a little bit. And I think she actually, sits down.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of not on the spot, but she leans back against one of the fences and sits there. And she kind of laughs and says, "You're making it sound like you just picked everything up haphazardly."
Well, I didn't really start with a teacher. You kind of learn to fight really fast. I wasn't super liked in school. I really learned how to throw a good punch, didn't I?
Why? You seem perfectly pleasant. Why would people not like you in school? She says, kind of raising an eyebrow.
I'm a Rushi. I'm a Dhampir.
Ah.
Vampires aren't, super liked. That's what they're called where you're from, right? Over here it's Jiangxi, but being the offspring of one isn't the most popular thing to be.
I suppose not. Well, you try having a ghostly figure with a mantis head starting to appear in mirrors while you're washing your face. That'll give you lots of boyfriends, I'm sure. Well, I can only assume that you did well in those fights, considering where you are now.
Oh, yeah. I almost got expelled once for that, beating the shit out of another student.
I'm sure your mother is the museum curator. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure she was thrilled for that. She kind of cracks a smile.
Oh, yeah. Lots of fights about that one.
I admire you, Chuchi. I hope that's not forwards to say or anything, but I think you're very... How to make it sound like I'm not looking at you like you're some strange artifact I've uncovered in a ruin. You're interesting. There's more to you than I think immediately people might notice.
Oh,
I don't mean to be forward or anything.
I appreciate it. I just, I don't know. It's weird hearing nice things about you.
She kind of folds her arms and says, "You seem... I was watching you very closely when you fought the championship match at the end of Danger Island."
Were you?
Well, yes, you, out of everyone from your team, you were the one who caught my eye, remember? You like the occult. I was very interested to see you use that to your advantage in the fight against the dragon, with the fear gem, for example. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah. I was kind of in a tough place when I was using that.
And the beliefs feather when you were up against that scoundrel, she says, her face going a little still for a second.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
But I couldn't help but notice, even though you won all of your fights, you didn't seem satisfied.
I don't think I can be satisfied. Not till I, win this whole thing. There's winning a battle, but there's nothing to be gained from winning those battles if you end up losing the war.
And I think she tilts her head and says, "And what do you fight for?" To continue that allegory of battle and war, you don't just go into a war for the sake of a war.
Oh, man.
To put yourself through this. Being entirely honest, the reason that the Biting Roses came to fight here was just to see the world. We only came out because it sounded like something we'd be good at, and it would take us a long way from home and show us things we've never seen before. If we can win some great mystery from the Ruby Phoenix, then so be it, but really, that wasn't our goal in coming out here. That doesn't seem to be the case for you. Why do you want to win?
The more I get asked that, the more I hear other people's answers, the more selfish I feel.
Go on.
Other people have really good reasons that they want to win. Between you and me, I want to be cool. I want to be a cool sick hero like Hao Jin. And I want people to think that I'm a cool sick hero like Hao Jin.
She doesn't laugh or anything. She's not like... She doesn't make a face to show that she doesn't approve of that answer or something. She looks at you like, okay.
I've wanted it ever since I was a kid, and I learned about her. And it kind of feels dumb to be amongst everyone with super cool, amazing moral choices or cool goals with my childhood dream.
Don't you think that that's one of the most beautiful reasons you can have something? Self-actualization, to see that you have a goal that you have had for many years, and to make that goal happen. To follow a path that you set yourself, a prophecy that you so proclaimed yourself, and see it fulfilled. There doesn't need to be some great reason. Honestly, I think, if anything, your reason to fight is beautiful. You fight because you want to, because you'd like to be recognized for the image of yourself that you have in your head that you want others to see as well. Does a mirror not beg for a reflection?
I don't know if I'd call myself a mirror.
No, it's a metaphor, Chuji. It's
No,
this thing where
I
I
know
say
what you
something that's
mean.
not true to prove a different point. I think she punches your shoulder a little lightly.
I guess I just want to prove it to others that I hit hard and kill.
Personally, I think that's a much better motivation than I'd like to see what Tiansha is like.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool to see the world. I want to see the world one day,
But I don't need to enter a fighting tournament to do it.
no.
We did it because it seemed like something we'd be good at. If anything, your goal and my goal is not that different.
I guess not.
If anything, wouldn't winning this bring you that satisfaction that you've been chasing?
Let's hope. Yeah, it should.
I think she smiles and she stands up. As she inhales, she exhales, and then she throws a punch at that dummy, and it actually rocks a little bit.
Whoa, nice.
She beams and says, "Only because I had a good teacher."
Well, I'm just going over the basics. You picked it up.
Well, how about as a thank you, I show you some of my basics?
Sure.
I believe I promised you back in the Grey's Spinosaurus encounter I'd show you some Arcadian talismans.
Oh, yeah, please.
She beams and says, "If you don't mind, I can bring you back to my place and we can look over some together."
Fuck yeah.
She smiles and, Chuji, you and your new best fucking friend, you and your new bestie Yarika make your way back to the Biting Rose Den, and I'm going to say you've unlocked a few uncommon talismans.
Fuck yes.
But you go back, and you take some time together, and for a second you forget that, the magnitude of what you're doing out here. Is that good for you? Is that a good place to end that scene?
Yeah, that was a great scene. I like that.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who am I going to throw at Chuji, and I was like, you know what? Yarika has been invested in Chuji for a second. Now is a good time to see what happens when you throw them at each other.
Fuck yes. They click well.
Dice will roll will return after these messages. We now return to Dice will roll.
So, you guys have all spent a good chunk of time together doing different things around the city. From giving families tours, to training on your martial skills, to uncovering a mysterious secret that no one can quite tell even the specifics of what that secret pertains to. So, evening comes and you all do meet up in the city itself, outside the Empress Yin Opera House. So, let me tell you about this fucking opera house before we get started, shall I?
Would love to hear about it.
So, the Empress Yin Opera House, named after a previous empress of Goka. This is one of Goka's oldest theaters. It is very, very large, with a glass dome ceiling, a skylight as it were, which kind of reflects the moonlight into concentrated beams to make magical spotlights, as it were. As you're all kind of meeting up, there's a lot of people who are kind of all into one place, filing into this beautiful theater, which has lots of posters promoting the appearance of a powerful bard who will be singing for you today, Razzoo. And you guys are standing outside, prepared to have a fun time together. What y'all doing as you stand outside getting ready for this big night at the theater?
Chuji is in a good mood, so I think Chuji runs up to both of them, or pats them both on the back when they do see them, and they're like,
Hey, how'd your guys' day go?
Hi. It was alright.
Went pretty well.
I saw my sister, so...
Oh, how is she?
Oh, she's good. I let her ride my phantom steed.
Oh,
And
good
she
for her.
was very happy about that.
You have a phantom steed?
Yeah, it's a spell. I just don't use it a lot because I can just fly on this. And he like gestures to his staff.
Holy fuck.
If you want to see it, I can show it to you sometime though.
Kind of scared of that.
Are you scared of horses? Now I have
No,
to cast this
it's... Masami, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I went and visited my dad again.
Did you kick his ass this time?
No, this time it was just regular training.
Ah.
How close do you think it was today?
Well, if I was going to look back at my spell list, because I was gonna try to swap out stuff, but then I got distracted. They did have, God, where is it? They did have Mirror's Misfortune, so...
So I don't think it would be satisfying if you bet him, because
No,
yeah, by the way, I bet my dad for the first time ever off screen.
And it was off screen. No. If they're gonna do it,
Totally
it's gonna be
happened.
on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was certainly, if not, about as close as last time.
Yeah,
right?
it was about that.
Yeah, your skills are definitely growing.
Yeah.
Regardless, you're all standing outside this opera house. You have these VIP tickets that were gifted to you by Shaisia.
Well, LMAO.
So
By lying.
by lying and saying, "Yeah, I love Razzoo." Yeah, I know all of his albums.
Ooh.
But you're all standing outside, and there's a lot of people filing in. What do you guys do?
Are we supposed to go to our seats? I've never actually been to an opera.
I also have never been to one.
Neither mind, but we're gonna keep that on the down low. We should probably find our seats. You guys want anything to eat first? Like, there's a snack bar over there.
Oh, they got snacks?
I think as you're entering, you do see that you have to give your tickets to someone.
Oh,
There's those ticket guys who are waiting for you
okay,
before you can
well,
enter. The snack bar it's not going to go anywhere, right? It's over there.
Yeah, true.
It vanishes.
Masami, I guess, goes up to one of the ticket guys and says, "Hi, we're part of the Radiant Winds. I'm not sure if Lady Shy..."
Ah. The way he says "ah," you're like, okay, so he knows.
Okay, you know.
Yes, you're one of the teams coming to tonight's performance day, and that's wonderful.
Yes, sir.
If you'd like to make your way to your right, he points in the opposite direction of the snack bar. If you'd like to continue up to your right, up the flight of stairs to the VIP area, you'll find all your needs attended to there.
Oh, okay.
But that is away from the snack bar.
I mean... Okay, but I mean, they said that needs will be attended for up there, so we don't have to go to the snack bar. You just, order from up there, I think.
I'd like some snacks, though.
Of course you would. We'll get extra for you, Lolo.
Yay! Do you guys want to head up the stairs to meet with the patrons before?
I want to get snacks.
Well, you're being guided to the right, and the snacks are to the left. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
well, we're fucking going to the left to get snacks.
Well, they're not letting you. They're like, this way, sir. It's up to your right.
Oh, well, actually, just one more minute. Just 1 second. I need to get something.
We'll just get it in a second.
The fucking guy doesn't know what to do. If you're a Ruby Phoenix contender.
Shuji goes to the fucking snack bar.
Okay, what do you get from the snack? There's a guy at snack bar that says, "Hey, welcome to the snack bar. What can I get you?"
What do you got? What do you got? We'll clean you guys.
We got some.
Senku is looking at Masami and he's like, "We're giving them trouble."
I don't think we'll get in trouble because we're finalists, but at the same time,
we're giving the workers trouble.
Would you like some yakitora?
Oh, fuck yeah. Give me some of that.
That'll be 2 silver, please.
Alright, cool.
Shuji puts down 2 silver.
Okay, you fucking buy some yakitora, right?
Yeah, some other fucking
Or
snacks.
yakitori. You take these fucking chicken skewers and you go back to the others, and you have snacks and they don't. And the fucking the ticket guy's like, to your right.
Yes.
Upstairs to your right.
Yes, sir. So sorry. Let's go.
Thank you.
Shuji, you got your skewers. No one else has skewers. As you approach to going into the VIP area, you see something horrifying.
What?
A buffet.
The VIP area has a dinner laid out.
Lol.
My God,
Shuji starts slamming those skewers.
So he can dive down.
They even give one to Lolo to, inhale.
As you approach the dinner table, you can see that there's a fair few people at it. At the very top is Lady Kumai Shai.
Oh, wonderful.
Beside her is Shaizia, the patron of the arts, who is running this whole thing, who scouted Razzoo in the first place and is, she loves art. And General Kazuhida, who looks phenomenally bored. Kind of next to them, or across from them on one side of the table, are the Arms of Balance. Bhavana Wadagase, Bulmat, Ranak Gyan, and Sunita Gupta, all of whom are sitting politely, and they look up at you and smile. Bhavana's eyes kind of crackle with lightning as she sees you. She's quite fond of you all. Bumat nods his head, but he's, on his best behavior. Raunak is not. The Undyne Venera gives you a V sign. And Sunita Gupta barely acknowledges your presence, because she is that kind of person. Oh, I should mention there's 4 other people at the table.
Oh boy.
Here they are.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Oh,
Fuck off.
isn't that lovely?
Very politely sitting across from the patrons, with their back to the balcony that you're all overlooking. There's a woman with long white hair. A big muscular man with blue skin and white eyes. A smug-looking Tian lady with black long hair and a cloaked robe. And a hobgoblin wearing a wide-brimmed hat. And Siutak Noir, leader of the Lightkeepers, smiles at you all and says, "Good evening, everyone. So good of you to join us."
Hi.
Judy looks disgusted.
Quite.
Straight up.
Today's challenge: don't be a dick to the other teams in front of the patrons.
God.
Your hardest battle yet.
Level impossible.
Shashia kind of smiles at you all as you approach and says, "Hi, everyone! Oh, I'm so glad! 3 teams in one night? Oh, this will be such a spectacle!" And Kazuhida nods and says, "So good to see you all, especially now that we can have a long chat with each other." And I think Q kind of leans over and says, "Hida, do recall that we won't be talking during the opera itself. You will be enjoying the art." And Hida nods slowly. You can tell which of them are here because they love art, and which of them are here because they were offered a meal and talked to people.
So true, though.
Same, man.
Funny.
Me too.
Bhavana kind of gestures to the table and says, "It looks like there's enough seats for everyone, if you'd like to sit with us."
Judy sits at the end of the table.
Far away from the Lightkeepers, God.
Far, far away, so they can't say anything that everyone else is going to regret.
So true. God, I love Judy.
Masami, as you're entering into here, I will say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So much magic in this place. It's
Oh.
actually kind of overwhelming. Like,
Man.
It is... when you walk past, like, a building which is, like, clearly using chemicals, and it's, like, eye-watering?
Yes. I was in
Yeah.
AP chemistry.
Yeah, it's like that. There's so much magic in this place that it is actually almost impossible to tell them apart.
God, that sucks.
Like, you can turn off your scent. That is a thing you're able to do.
I think Masami does that for like a split second just to like recover. I think for a second they sneeze. They like turn back to sneeze and then turn off their magic sense.
Yeah, there's like, like for the decorations, for the thing itself, you're not sure like what's going on, but it's fine.
They seem a little that they're that they have to turn off one of their scents for this, but
Yeah, it's like, hey, sorry, you gotta be on mute now.
yeah.
You all sit down, and Lolo says, "What's for dinner?"
Oh
Oh my
my.
gosh, Lolo.
And we're all going to have a round of influence, where you can speak with each other and eat a little bit before the performance begins.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, you can tell that Q and Shai both are very excited about the performance, but Hira's just kind of... He's here for the food, literally. I'm not even... at first I did that for the jokes. I just checked the book, and it says, "The mercenary is more interested in snacks and tea than music."
Fair.
I'm obsessed
Yeah, that's
with them.
completely fair.
So, if each of you want to try to impress a particular patron, you sure can. Do recall, however, that you've already maxed out Kumai Shai. So, Senku, you can info dump to her but she's not gonna like you anymore. She likes you too much at this point.
There's no way to like Sanku even more. She's reached max with him.
She's reached max affection for him. But Hida and Shai are both able to be talked to.
Okay.
You've scouted all these guys before. You know that to talk to Hida, you would need to roll a warfare, athletics, diplomacy, deception, or intimidation. And to talk to Shai, you would need to roll society, intimidation, performance, diplomacy, or deception. Who wants to talk to who?
Man, all my fucking scores for courting peoples, they're so shit.
Well, you're good at athletics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hida loves
Talk to
athletics.
Okay, but I'll talk
You
to
can
you.
talk about punching, and he'll be like, "Oh shit, I love punching."
Yeah.
I love killing.
Masami could actually talk to either of them because their society is okay, but I think I've been using acrobatics for Hida.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Yeah.
What about you, Sanku? Do you want to talk to Zia?
Yeah, that's what I said I was gonna do.
Okay, cool. So, we'll start with you, Masami.
Oh boy, coin toss.
Masami, who are you going to speak to?
And this is where I roll a d20. Evens is one, odds is the other. Ha!
Okay.
Rolled an 18, even. I think I said in my head even was Zia. I think.
Okay. So, Zia turns to you and says, So, Takahara, you said you'd already seen Razzoo a few times, right? That's so impressive. What did you think of his last performance?
Oh, so you're immediately putting me in deception, are you?
Well, what else are you gonna roll, huh?
I said society!
Okay. I will let you roll society to be like, I know what happens at these operas.
Okay. Blind GM, there you go.
Yeah, you're able to bullshit this.
Alright. Okay.
You know that he probably uses a lot of magic. You believe air magic was a big thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he would summon elementals from the plane of air to play music.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, from the last performance, I really enjoyed the use of air elementals. I was able to sniff it out before it happened, but it's pretty interesting.
Oh, I see. Well, I personally think that the air elemental idea is such a fun one. I believe he calls them melodic squalls or something.
Huh.
And I think, speaking of air, Bhavana kind of leans forward and says, Interesting. Why do you suppose that air elementals are the ones associated with music? Would you not say that earth should be it, considering how vibrations pass through the earth?
Well, you think of a wind instrument, right?
I suppose.
Like, vibrations, yes, they're good when you think about, like, drums and things like that, but you would also kind of think of it in another way where wind sort of carries something, so like it's carrying along the music.
I think she perks up when you say that. It's like thunder being carried through the air. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
To be one-upped by my own element. she smiles, genuinely very excited to have had a quick talk about her area of expertise. And Zia kind of claps her hands together and says, "Oh, well, isn't that just so lovely? Bhavana, you haven't seen... No, I haven't. Well, Masami and I will tell you. Razzoo, he's the next big thing. I can't even remember where I found him, but he is something else. You'll see his opera today. It's quite the performance. I believe it's one of his best ones." And Lolo perks up and says, "See, everyone, I told you. Nothing but the best from the opera. I'm so excited to watch this."
Alright, Lola.
So, Masami, you have successfully bluffed your way into being like, "Yeah, I know what happens to operas." And
Woo! I think Masami just kind of leans back after that one just a little bit.
Zia is delighted, and you have earned a point of influence with her. So you have 2 points of influence with Zia.
Mm-hmm.
Chuji,
Yeah.
you said you wanted to roll athletics on Hida, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, roll me that athletics roll.
Secret or...
Secret, please.
Okay. Alright, there you go.
Ooh! Okay. Chuji, I want you to tell me, how do you approach him? Because right now, he is, not paying much attention to any of this. You can see he's, nudging his food around in the plate. He's not from around here. This is not his world. He is as out of his depth as you are right now.
That's fair. Chuji comes up to him, and is like,
Man, us spiders are kind of out of our element here, huh?
He immediately perks up and he exhales. He's like, "Oh yes, please. I didn't ask for this when I set up my company. I just wanted to get out there and fight. You know. Have you ever felt like that?"
Oh, absolutely. I feel a lot better. Just
They like fake punch.
Honestly, I feel it would have been a better move for them to make this whole pre-tournament stuff. Why didn't they just show us you guys fighting a few times? Mock Ruby Phoenix tournament. Wouldn't that have been simpler?
Of course, I would have loved to fight for you guys. I've been itching to fight this whole time, even.
And now we're not going to be able to watch you fight until the tournament itself begins. I believe there's a exhibition match beforehand, but that's too little, don't you find?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, if I wanted you to be my sponsor, I'd want you to see everything that I could do.
And what can you do, then? He folds his arms. What can you do, my friend?
Lots. I am a monk.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to think I'm quite skilled with my fiery punches. I like to take opponents out quickly and hit hard.
I think as you're doing this, you hear a snide, yes.
Oh, fuck.
She doesn't say anything else, but fucking Hu Ying, our friend from the Lightkeepers, kind of like makes a face at you when you say that.
I know it's not to everyone's taste.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. Your unarmed strikes are most impressive.
Thank you.
But personally, I find imprecise, wouldn't you say?
Well, I don't really need to be precise when I'm knocking out opponents in, 2 blows.
I think Hida raises his eyebrows like, ooh. And Ying kind of scoffs, and she says, yes, well, perhaps sometimes you could do it in 1 blow if you paid a little more attention to where you strike.
Oh, believe me, I've hit people in 1 blow and put them down.
Hida's looking back between both of you like, oh, ooh, he's having a great time. But like the two of you are fucking like bitching at each other, and he's like, this is great. Oh my god, these two are both so good at fighting. And Hu Ying says, pressure points. That's what you want to go for. I don't see any use in such, bumbling attacks like the ones you do. She says, sitting next to Dickie Sonam.
Wow.
Well, not all of us can, be as strong.
Ooh.
That's okay. I mean, you've no doubt trained despite that.
I think Masami even just like...
Hu Ying seems
it's
like,
impressive.
Hu Ying seems bothered, but Sonam here almost seems pissed at her. Because he's being thrown under the bus
the
by
shit out of him.
In fight.
Yeah,
in
she's
fight.
not happy.
In fight.
You can see as these two are like, infighting a little bit. As Connect the Exiled is they're just tiredly rolling their eyes and looking their way. Sutek Noir is just politely speaking to Kumai Shai and eating away. Like, she is having a perfectly polite and cordial conversation. She and Kumai Shai seem to even be getting on quite nicely. Though she does turn and give you a look at halfway through Senku. A look that says, yeah, cool friend.
Senku looks very polite and he smiles and he waves.
Did you want to talk to Zia as well, Senku?
Yeah, I did, and I do.
Okay, well, right now, Chuji and Hu Yin are having a dick size comparing contest.
Wow.
Masami seems to be buttering Zia up, having successfully pretended to know what happens at operas.
Yeah.
I will do the other side of it.
What are you gonna do?
I will give her the chance to info dump.
Okay, what are you gonna roll?
By sounding interested in it. I think either society or diplomacy would make sense here.
Yeah, you can roll diplomacy. There's nothing more diplomatic than being like, well, you tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, Sanku is really good at speaking nicely. So, Sanku, she's speaking to Masami and being like, well, I'm just so glad that you enjoy the opera. It really is fantastic,
Senku sort of leans over and he's like, I've actually never been. I grew up in a village, so I didn't really have the chance to do that sort of thing. What happens at them?
Oh, well, Well, I'm so glad you asked. She says, giving you a fucking influence point.
Masami gives Senku a high five in the below the table.
Senku, who knows exactly how to make, he's an adult, but he's just young enough that he knows exactly how to make adults really be excited to talk.
Well, essentially, Razzoo, like Masami so expertly pointed out, he uses a lot of air elemental stuff.
Oh, that's incredible.
He's going to come out and perform his most famous opera, and he will actually open up a portal into the elemental plane of air, from which you'll be able to use some elementals to play the music for him. Of course, he'll be the orator and the singer himself. He's very, very skilled with his music. But it's through him and this air rift that the tale that he's going to tell will be told.
That's
It's actually
awesome.
it's funny that you ask, because this is actually, if I remember correctly, a really good story about dragons.
Oh, that's
Lolo
awesome.
lights up and he's like, I couldn't be more excited. As you're speaking with her, Senku, out of the corner of the eye, you do see Sutak Noir, who is speaking to Kumai Shai, but again, she's giving you like this look out of the corner of her eye every once in a while. It's like eye bullying. Like trying to catch your gaze and then looking away intentionally, you know?
Senku is fully aware that this is happening, and he's not gonna let some person be rude to him, so he's ignoring it. He, at some point, I think he does wave to Lady Kumai Shai at some point. He's like, hi.
She waves back. She loves you.
And then Senku gives Sutak Noir a very smug look for a second and looks away.
But eventually, something happens.
Ooh.
Everyone kind of hushes. And someone steps out onto the stage. It's Master Razzoo.
Ah.
Razzoo is a Tengu. He has a crow, like he is basically a humanoid crow. He stands about 5'5", and he has some beautiful ornate teal robes with extremely intricate patterns in the silk. And in his hand, he's wielding an eru, which is a Chinese two-stringed musical instrument. It's also called the Southern Fiddle in some places. The eru. And he speaks out, and his voice kind of booms beyond everyone. You can tell he's definitely like a tenor, you know? And he says, Greetings, people of Goka. I am Master Razzoo. And today, I shall be performing for you all. The tale I tell you today is the legend of one of the most powerful dragons to ever exist. And Lolo's fucking bobbing up and down in his seat. I give you all the tale of the celestial dragon. Lolo stops fucking bobbing. Senku, Masami, and Chuji. You see him go from excited to unbelievably pissed.
Oh, here we go.
Lovely.
They made an opera about that scoundrel?
Lolo.
That dragon stole my mice!
Lolo.
Oh, shut the fuck up!
Everyone's looking at like, huh? And Lolo's fucking like steaming from his ears. And Master Razzoo speaks, and he draws his bow across the eru and tells you all the tale of the celestial dragon.
I think for the performance, Masami turns their magic sense back on.
Oh shit! Immediately it's worse. It is so much worse.
Oh my god.
You're like, oh, this will be... It is extremely, like, as he steps onto stage and he starts to play this music, it's much, much stronger. Like, there's a lot of magic afoot.
Can they pinpoint anything?
This guy... this guy's definitely the strongest source of magic right now, but, like, there's magic from, like, around you, from, like, the other fighters, like, the Lightkeepers and the Arms of Balance, because, you know, they do magic. from the people in the crowd. There's a lot of magic, and it's all very strong.
Awesome. Sick. They turn it back off for a second.
Senku is transformed, so you can always feel him, but I feel like he'd just be familiar.
He smells like licorice.
No, I imagine that it's more like sugar candy than licorice.
Either way, the smell of magic aside, Razzoo is performing for you all. And as he draws his bow across the Eru, manifestations start to like appear in the kind of air around him. And there are these kind of like blips of clouds that swirl as he sings, and from them, even like a backing orchestra to his Eru plays, you know? He tells you the tale of the Celestial Dragon. In the nation of Quain, a land of silk and powerful martial artists, there exists a mighty king. But this mighty king is not like the liege of other nations. For unlike the kings of some rival kingdoms, the ruler of Quain hopes not for many sons, but many daughters. For only a royal maiden can exchange her heart for that of the legendary Celestial Dragon. This powerful dragon from beyond the stars. He appears once each cycle of the zodiac. And when he speaks to the maiden, he gives her a celestial pearl, a powerful artifact which grants the power of a wish, traditionally used to grant the country prosperity for the next 12 years. However, in this tale something happened. Last cycle, the self-proclaimed King of Heroes, now known as Burning Cloud Devil, disrupted the ceremony. He attempted to slay the Celestial Dragon, and as Razzoo is telling this story, he kind of draws his bow and the air elementals swirl to make this figure in the clouds, you know? He aimed to slay the Celestial Dragon because in his thoughts, to kill the Celestial Dragon would grant him infinite celestial pearls. Thankfully, his wicked scheme was thwarted. But in the years that followed, Quain was the subject of countless droughts and natural calamities, for no celestial pearl was given. As the years draw closer to the Celestial Dragon's next appearance, there are some who wonder if perhaps Burning Cloud Devil will return. There are others who say that he has been slain, and that a new age of prosperity will come to the nation of Quain. But so long as we remain in the goodwill of the Celestial Dragon himself, then we, the people of Tianxia, are sure to prosper. And as the story begins starting kind of coming close to an end, Razzoo is twirling and spinning this cloud dragon in with the air elementals. And he seems to be going up for a big finish, you know? And you guys can see that Lola looks just unbelievably fucking cranky. He's shut up, but he's not happy about this, you know? And I think, Masami, something happens.
Okay.
Even though you've got your magic sense off, it happens anyway. You can smell it even as you're suppressing it. There's a lot of magic all happening at once, and you don't know what, but you get this feeling that something bad is about to happen.
I think Masami, reaches out for, I think Senku's arm and goes, "Be ready."
Okay. Senku sounds confused.
And just as you're saying, "Okay, Senku," Masami, that smell gets so much worse. It's overwhelming, even like this.
You're about to get a sinus headache after this.
Yeah, that's when the fucking clouds break. Behind Razzoo, as he's performing this, suddenly there's an eruption of sound, like an orchestra tried to play every note at the same time.
Oh, God.
And he, stumbles and he turns, and he, regains his composure very quickly. He just watches in confusion as a rift begins to form in the air behind him.
Masami turns on their magic sense back?
Oh, you turn it off immediately. No.
Okay.
There was an overload of magic. Something he did when he was, like, doing this performance, it clashed with all the magic that's in this opera house, that's in the people in this opera house. It's too much. And a hole opens up behind him. And the people who are watching are like, oh, cool. And wind starts to blow through the portal. And then that wind starts to push harder and harder. And you realize, this is probably a problem. When a prop ship is knocked flying and almost hits a stagehand and sprays shrapnel over the audience.
Masami stands up.
Yeah, hey everyone, let's roll initiative. We've got a fight to do.
Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
38.
Okay. Sam, you're actually going to act before the air rift will.
Okay.
But as this is happening, you're not the only one jumping to your feet. Mm-hmm. Sunita Gupta also immediately gets up. And, she's a sylph, so she's got, like, an inherent connection to air, even if it's not the element she focuses on. Mm-hmm. And she, like, turns to you and says, you take care of the portal, we'll take care of the people.
Got it.
And the others in the Arms of Balance are getting up as well. Masami, you have 3 actions. What the fuck do you do?
I think Masami is going to, as they jump onto the table and move towards, like, the very edge of the stage, they turn towards the sponsors and go, all of you, out now.
I think Q nods, and Zai, she is also like, all right, everyone, let's follow Miss Tatsahara's instructions and get out of here. Hida does not move. Hida watches very interestedly. But you've moved with your first action. You're now standing at the edge of the balcony overlooking this stage, which now has a direct portal to the plane of air.
My next question is, how far down is this?
I would say it's a 30-foot drop.
That is exactly what I need, actually. Thank you for telling me this. Jump. One action.
Okay, so you're just gonna leap?
Yep, they are going to take a leap they're going to take a rolling leap onto the stage.
Okay, I want you to roll me an athletics check.
Athletics, okay.
Or acrobatics, if you prefer.
Acrobatics is...
Oh, wait, no! When you say jump, you mean this jump spell.
Jump spell, yes.
Oh my god, fuck that! You leap! You go! You're gone! Masami, a cloud appears around your feet as you launch yourself into the air. And yes, you jump 30 feet over that way. You are on the stage.
Okay. Next action. I would assume this man is probably going to run.
He is, like, Razzoo is currently standing there,
like
just looking into it dumbly.
Okay.
Like, he's like, huh. Like, oh, that's never happened before.
Okay, then I think their next action is actually going to be running up to him and probably pushing him away from the portal, like, hey, I understand this is a little confusing, but this is dangerous, you gotta go.
Okay. Would you like to roll me a legs check to, like, nudge him back, or are you trying to use your words, or what's the plan here?
But they're really bad at using their words, so I think they're gonna do an athletics.
Shove them. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. Get out of here.
I think they're just gonna push them, I think they're just gonna push them behind them.
Ah, okay.
32.
Yeah, okay, sure. It's pretty easy. 32 is a really high roll in a game where most people are level 0.
Yeah.
You push him back, and he, like, looks almost surprised as he looks at you and says, a
little dangerous over here, sorry.
It would seem so, wouldn't it?
You might want to go. A bunch of magic clashed all at once. This is not good.
And I think as you're saying this, Masami, unfortunately, it is the Air Rift's turn.
Can I move him behind me?
Oh yeah, for sure. He is behind you.
Okay.
You repositioned him with a shelf to be behind you. With one act, so this is not a creature. This is a hazard.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's weird. Okay.
And what that hazard is going to do is it's going to blow wind in a random direction. So let's see what direction we're gonna roll that in. Oh shit! I was like, oh, I'll roll a d8 and figure out. But I actually have a die. I forgot I have this. I have a dice that randomly chooses a cardinal direction.
Oh wow.
So that's gonna be southwest.
South.
So technically,
Okay.
it's not you. It's not you, Masami. But a massive gust of wind knocks away some of the props that was like... You're like to the southeast of it. Just to your left, a huge torrent of wind knocks stuff flying away into the crowd. And people are going, ah! You know, freaked the fuck out by it. You know? Mm-hmm. And that's what it does on its turn. And I think, as this is happening, something emerges from the portal.
Of course.
This creature that comes out seems to just be a living hurricane.
Oh, just in a building, huh?
Yeah, it like pulses out of this portal. And if you don't close this portal, more things will come out. You know?
Okay. Sounds great.
It is, by the way, extremely large. Its size huge.
Oh, God.
And it basically looks like a tornado with like red glows where the eyes would be. It pulses out and it lets out a gasp. And it's going to immediately roll initiative as well. And that is going to be a 25, so it is at the bottom of the initiative order. But it is here on stage right now. Chuji, it is your turn.
Oh boy.
A portal has opened up. Masami is protecting the Master Razzoo, but a elemental hurricane has entered the arena. Most of the sponsors are running. Hida's watching very interestedly. The Arms of Balance have jumped into the crowd, and they are trying to help people out.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Chuji has jumped onto the table, winked at Hida, and run across it. They're going to cloud jump off of the balcony onto the stage, just like Asami.
Okay, so how far... This is going to be fun. How far away are you from the stage?
Well, they do run across the table first.
They're pretty much taking the same path as Masami.
Cool.
They can cloud jump like 60 feet.
Well, roll me at legs to see how far you can cloud jump. You are, by the way, in Stoked Flame stance, I'm sure?
Yes.
Cool.
Athletics, right? Mm-hmm. 39.
39, absolutely. You fucking launch yourself. You jump 40 feet ahead, which basically, puts you right next to this elemental hurricane, and you are standing in front of it. And it looks down at you and lets out a roar downwards.
Can you punch a hurricane?
Yeah, these things have form. There's a lot of, there's a lot of debris caught up in the hurricane.
Okay. Sure.
Punch this thing. Easy.
Well, I'm going to Flurry of Blows.
Okay, go for it.
34 and 34 are all the same thing twice.
Both of those are hits.
Nice.
So actually, he'll have to make a fortitude save, won't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so roll me that damage.
16 and 21.
Okay, Chuji, you wail into this thing, and as you're punching, there's like flashes of light with each punch, you know? Pum, 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 pum. And I think as you're fighting, there's a few people in the crowd who go, whoa! They really like the flashy lights. Hold on. Hey, wait a second, I know we're escaping, but whoa! You guys see that? The air element rumbles down at you, but Chuji, you've managed to score some solid hits on it. And
Nice.
Let's see how it does. Roll Fortitude. How is a 26 against your class DC?
Class DC, that's a fucking failure.
Oh shit, okay. So he's gonna be stunned on his next turn, right?
Yes.
Cool. So he will have one less action. The way that you punch has kind of disassembled its body a little bit.
Sick.
And is that your turn, Shiji?
Yeah.
Okay. Sanku, it is your turn. You're the only one left up here with the sponsors as they're hurrying out, except for the Lightkeepers, who are just turning and watching, like, huh, check this out.
This is why I hate them. So there is a hurricane that we can stop.
Yeah, there's an elemental hurricane, which Chuji is punching, but there is an air rift that will continue to spawn evil creatures every few rounds if you don't shut it.
Is there a way to shut it that I would know? Or would I roll for that? Like, is that like a thing I like roll to try and figure out?
Well, yeah, if you'd like to roll me, let's say a nature check, because it's an air rift. It's elemental stuff. It's actually something you're not that bad at. Let's see if you can try to figure it out that way.
Yeah, sure, I'll roll.
Okay, alright, Sanku, you roll, and you kind of like are looking at this portal and trying to figure it out, and you figure out that there's a couple of ways you could do this. A nature or survival check would be enough to open enough windows and doors to reduce the intensity of the portal so that the wind just kind of eventually dispels itself throughout the building.
Uh-huh.
An Arcana check would be enough to sew the magical threads of the rift shut, and a Dispel Magic check would be enough to counteract it.
I think I want to try and do an Arcana check. Would I need to get any closer?
Yes, you would need to be right up against it to sew it shut, you know?
Since I have 2 actions, I think Senku is going to... Would it be faster to fly? Because I feel like there's a lot of different heights.
Oh, it would be faster to fly.
Then
for
Senku's
sure.
going to turn on his the Witch's Broom ability that he has.
Okay, so you sit on your little broom.
He's going to fly over there. I think it's still the same speed, though. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but you can fly twice, remember? Because you can. It's a mount, so you can give it 1 action to do 2 things, so you would be able to get right up.
Okay, sick. Alright, then I'm going to do that.
Okay, Sanku, you stare at this thing, figure out what you're going to do, and you fly over on your broom, and you're next to Masami as you hop off. And you know, like, you can tell Masami what you know if you want, or you can try to do it yourself. It's up to you.
I think Senku will tell Masami how to close this. He's not aiming for being the coolest. He's aiming for people not getting hurt. He's like, please sew the rift shut, please.
Okay, Masami, you know to close this. You can try sew it shut. And as you're kind of looking, you can see there are like little treads at the end of the portal. And you're like, okay, I could probably shut this myself. But also, you could probably help Razzoo not be in the middle of the fucking stage like an asshole. It's the Elemental Hurricane's turn. And you know what? Fuck you guys. He's going to punch you, Chuji, with a giant, ghostly fist. And that is going to be a 35 to hit, Chuji.
35? Mm-hmm. Fuck you. No, it doesn't hit.
Okay, he, like, punches into the ground next to you, and you, like, dodge out of the way, but, like, this tornado fist slams into the stage, and those people who are like, ooh, at the flashy lights are, ooh, as, like, they're still retreating, but they're watching, you know? And the Elemental Hurricane roars, and it's going to try punch at you again, and that is a 31.
Nope.
Okay, and that's the end of its turn because it is stunned. It is completely trying to just take care of you right now, Chuji, but you are targeting the hell out of it.
Yeah, fuck this thing.
Masami, it is your turn. Gosh. Air portal, Elemental Hurricane, Razzoo, although Razzoo is backing up now.
Okay. So long as he's backing up. Masami definitely just turns to him like, okay, it's time to go now. Please.
He doesn't say anything, he just continues backing up and then turns and leaves, like he's running away.
Okay, cool. That's one thing out of the way. Then Masami... Okay, if I go, like, northwest of the portal, will I be able to flank from here?
That's a good fucking question.
Right here. Because Shuji's, like, right here.
Can you flank a hazard?
Well, I'm flanking the...
Oh,
yeah.
You're trying to flank, not the hazard, the Elemental Hurricane?
Yeah, the hurricane.
Easy stuff, yeah,
I just
for
use
sure.
the fucking portal as like a point of reference.
Yes, Masami, if you slip on the other side of the portal, you would be flanking the Elemental Hurricane with Chuji.
Okay, they're going to do that actually then.
Okay, you zip.
They are going to go back here. Then they're going to close the portal. Or at least try to.
Okay, well, at least try, yeah. Make me an Arcana check.
There you go.
Okay, Masami, you're trying, man, but... Have you ever tried to just sew up a thing in reality that's not there? It's not
No,
easy.
they haven't actually. Thanks for asking.
These are extremely fine threads in reality that are broken here. And you're like, shit, I don't know, you're grabbing at them. You don't know. Senku was kind of vague with their instructions.
Right, well, this might be a two-person job, but at the same time, they go into Arcane Cascade.
Okay, Masami, what Arcane Cascade are you in? This would be...
Transmutation was the because it was jump that I used.
Yeah. Use jump on your last turn.
Yeah.
So, for sure, that would mean that that's a transmutation spell, and that would do the same type as your weapon or unarmed attack. So it'd be slashing or bludgeoning.
I'd probably say slashing.
Okay. So, Masami, a shower of cuts erupt in the air around you, and you are in your Arcane Cascade, ready to fucking rumble. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. It's the Air Rift's turn. Alright, let's see which direction he's flowing in now. That is gonna be northwest.
Oh, right. Okay. Alright.
Masami, I'm very sorry.
I just
You are
flanked,
knocked.
man.
You are knocked 50 feet back.
Does the curtain save me? I don't think so.
Well, let's find out. Roll me a fortitude save.
I'm great at those. Oh, I'm actually great at those. Hang on.
You're still used to playing squishy casters.
43. I also have Juggernaut.
43. Oh my god. So when you get a success on a fortitude, you get a critical success?
Yup.
So this wind fucking launches you backwards. But you just dig your heels in, and as your Arcane Cascade blows, you push yourself back against the wind. And you are good! Jesus!
I like to think that since my Arcane Cascade is slashing, it's basically slashing at the wind to make a sort of shield.
And then something fucking terrifying happens.
Oh good, another one?
Well, Masami, you start to float.
Huh?
Your gravity's gone.
Did this thing just cast 0 gravity on me?
No, what it did was it created a shroud of subjective gravity.
You bitch!
Which means that, as a free action, you can choose the direction that gravity will affect you.
Okay.
So right now, you are in microgravity. You float in place unless pushed off a surface. But if you wanted to, fly in a particular direction, you could just fall that way.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Nice of the thing to give you that buff, I suppose. If you want to call it a buff.
If I want to call it a buff, Masami's like, this is strange, I'm not good floating.
But that is the Air Rift's turn. Shichuji, now's your time. Show this elemental hurricane who's boss.
I beat the fuck out of it. I kill it.
Okay, do it.
I'll flurry of blows again. Actually. So that's a 35 and a 32.
Both of those are hits, Chuji, as your fists are flashing with light as you do it.
Cool. And then, I'm going to 2-action 1-inch punch.
Okay.
Is that going to be a -5 or -10?
That'll be at a -10.
Okay. I'll use my hero point.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Nothing in between!
Oh my
Nothing!
There's actually nothing in between.
Nat 20!
Chuji, you rolled a nat 20. So this is gonna be right. This is so good. Chuji.
Yeah.
You draw your fist back, and you're ready to 1-inch punch this. You can feel people watching you. You grit your teeth. And you launch yourself up in this thing, and you fucking deck into the fucking tornado! And as you do, your fist flashes so wide. Oh shit! Ow, my eyes!
Ah, fuck!
No, I'm not even kidding. Chuji,
Do I
you were
blind
blinded
myself?
for a round.
Oh,
You blinded yourself.
they fucking flashbang themselves.
You yeah, literally there's a fucking loud explosion and then there's just oh my god, you can't see anything. What the fuck was that? The others you two see Chuji do this. Chuji throws this amazing punch and then they're like, "Ah, fuck!"
What?
And they're holding their eyes and screaming in pain because something terrible has happened. Their own hand wraps have blinded them.
Why did that happen to me?
Why did it happen to you? That's so strange.
What the fuck? I'm being punished for being too sexy.
Masami and Sankudo, you can see something has happened. We'll get to the 82 oh shit, okay. Hey, Juicy! You fucking killed it! That explosion of light, you destroy this thing, and I think when it explodes, it flashes into a rainbow of colors, and it roars and is dispersed. But you are blinded by this light.
Yeah, they're on the ground oh my fucking god!
Chuji, you are affected by the spell effects of fairy fire, which means that you are highlighted in glowing rainbows. You look like a fucking JoJo character about to use their stand. There's this weird shimmer of light coming off of you, you know?
Oh my god.
Hey Chuji, do you want to make me a quick occultism check just for fun?
Yeah. Have I been fucking cursed? It's 23.
Okay, that's a high enough. Hey Chuji,
Yeah.
you get the feeling perhaps these might be cursed items.
Oh! Setsumaimo!
I'd like to say for posterity, she never said who they would blind. In fact, my exact words were, you said, "Oh, so these blind people when you punch them, right?" And my exact words were, "Yeah, probably."
I'm gonna fucking kill you. You're dead to me. Don't ever speak to me again.
So, you are glowing all sorts of beautiful colors, and everyone in the crowd is watching this. But you blew up the monster, but Jesus, Chuji, you can't see shit.
I know what I'm doing next for my free time.
That's the end of your turn, Chuji. You did get rid of the monster.
It sure is, but at what
With your-
fucking cost, huh?
with your 82 damage, but also your eyes. Sanku, it's your turn.
What in the hell?
You don't know what Chuji is doing. You don't know why they're being so dramatic.
The heck's going anyways, I'm gonna do this. And he's gonna...
Now is not the time, Chuji, to be glowing different colors.
Sanku is going to, I almost said cast Arcana. He's gonna roll Arcana to try and close this. Work. I don't know why I rolled that privately. Did it work?
Okay, Sanku, you run up, and you are sewing it together, and you're halfway there. But you can also hear a loud noise on the other side. Something's coming, and if you don't seal it up soon, it's gonna blow.
He's gonna keep going. Work. Did it work?
That's not gonna work, I'm afraid. Sanku, yeah, you're trying. You basically got these treads kind of crossing over the portal, but there's so much wind blowing, your hair's like being tousled back. Shit, you've got this though, come on. One action left.
Work.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a nat 20.
It's me flexing! When I flex, I feel my best.
Okay, Sanku. Sanku, you're biting your teeth, and then pull! And you pull on these, like, barely noticeable treads that are in reality. And the portal is now just a glass ball, and it needs to be shattered. Masami Takahara, it is your turn. There's a glass ball that needs to be shattered. Come on.
Yep, I think Masami takes out their weapons. They're going to use their Thundering Kama.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just gonna start wailing at it. They're gonna go for an attack first just to see how that works out.
Okay.
39.
Masami, you slam your Kama down into this air rift that has been crystallized and explodes in a glass shower of dust. And everything goes kind of quiet. And then you all hear something. Woo! Radiant winds! And people in the crowd start to cheer.
Oh, right, we're on a stage.
A lot of people have been evacuated, but some of the less wise and richer people are like cheering hardcore. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, a lot of them are pointing at you, Chuji.
Chuji's like, what happened? Did we get it?
Yeah,
You're rubbing your eyes.
Yeah, we got it, Chuji. Are you okay?
I can't see anything.
Let me see these.
Huh?
I'm gonna fucking kill that yam.
Okay, relax.
You already did. Now, hang on.
No, the fucker who sold these to me.
Stage.
Just blink.
Did everyone get out safe? Wait, what? What happened? What?
Everyone.
Chuji, your sight is returning to you, and then you turn and look over, and there's like 100 people looking at you specifically because they think you did that shit on purpose.
Pretend you did that shit on purpose.
Just
I
go with
did
it, just go
that
with
on
it.
purpose!
Everyone claps, they believe you!
Oh, man.
As you're kind of like pulling your way down from this stage, everything you're able to see again, you're no longer, glowing these colors. I think, there's a lot of people who are like, what team are you, the Radiant Winds? I bet they're gonna win. And a fellow appears from the crowd, and it's a little rat folk. And this little rat folk kind of comes up to you, and he says, "My name is Taiki Kikitsa. I'm a reporter with the Goka Gazette. Do you have any comments for that? What are your names?"
Chuji.
Sankuich, Prince of the Sea.
Masami Takahara.
And are you members of the Radiant Winds? I heard a few people saying that. Are you members of the Radiant Winds for the Ruby Phoenix tournament?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can you tell me and our readers what your motivation was to intervene here?
So people don't die. What?
Well, yes, but not everyone intervened the way you did. Why did you decide to go straight for the danger itself?
Well, we needed to stop it before anyone got hurt.
Okay.
It's a rift that needed to be closed, so we have to go in front of it to do that. Right, Sanku? Yeah.
That thing you did with the glowing, that seemed to dispel the monster. What was that?
Chuji?
really cool punches and fight moves.
I see. Well, thank you so much. I'll be sure to publish this everywhere, but I'm sure lots of people will be rooting for the Radiant Winds now. I can see the headline now. Ordeal at the Opera. Radiant Winds save the day. Thank you very much. I'll let you get back to it, but keep it up. Good work.
Have a good day.
And this reporter skitters off, very excited to have scooped this news.
Okay.
Senku looks at Masami and he goes, what in the hell did they mean? Why did we go do that?
Goka is neutral territory, right?
Yeah, chaotic neutral.
Yeah. Masami looks at Senku like this. The morality around this place errs on the side of neutral.
This is why I still love my village.
You get used to it after a while, but there aren't a lot of people with there are a lot of people where their moral compass is very much gray or in the middle.
I think some people step onto the stage now. First of whom is Master Razzoo.
Oh.
And Razzoo
Are you okay?
looks at you all and says, "Yes, I'm fine, thanks to you intervening. What was that?"
There was like a, you put, he sort of tries to gesture. You summon, elementals? Like, air elementals?
Mm-hmm.
That was a rift that just started throwing monsters out. I think using the portal that you used.
I see.
As far as I'm aware, there's so much magic in here that my sense actually gives me a headache.
He like kind of cocks his head at you when you say that. And he doesn't say anything, but he nods. I see.
It likely is due to the fact
your
that
name?
there is a
What's your name?
clashing of magic. Masami
No.
Takahara.
Thank you for saving me, Takahara. I really appreciate it. Then he turns and walks away. Like, hey, like,
Fuck was
What's
that?
going on?
artists are, hey, I'm just gonna put it out there, artists are just like that, and I can say that because I'm one.
Oh yeah, artists are weird.
He's just a little freak by the looks of it. As you are kind of like watching, you can see that the Arms of Balance have managed to guide a few people back, and now they're guiding them back in and are like picking stuff up. You can see that Kumai Shai and Zaizia are kind of like watching with interest, but Kazuhida is very much so watching with interest.
He is glad.
He
He's
is
glad that's
excited.
Hey Chuji, earlier on
Yeah.
you said, I wish I could show you my fighting.
Yeah, that's why Chuji winked at him before they'd left off.
Uh-huh. And for that, I'm going to give you another influence point,
Fuck yeah.
which is going to bring you up to 6 with Kazuhida. 6 out of 8, I will remind you.
Fuck
Damn.
yes. Okay.
And lastly, as you're kind of stepping off the stage, Chuji, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and some random stranger from the crowd says, "What's your name again, man?"
Shichuji?
Chuji, guys! His name's Chuji! And they're like, Chuji! Show us your magic punches, dude!
Ha fuck yeah. They forget that they're wearing the things and they punch the air.
There's a few flashes, for sure.
Oh shit.
They all think you're doing it on purpose. They're like, it's like a group of like the bigger looking nobles, like maybe one's a little more in Hida's territory of like, yeah, mercenaries who are like
Yeah.
here for, jobs, and they're like, hey, actually, this fucking little guy over here, yeah, we love that dude with his flat glowing punches, we love that shit.
That's good. Chuji's into it. Finally.
Some recognition, right? Sanku and Masami, as Chuji is being fucking, I don't know, celebrity-fied in front of you by some of these fans. You two are able to kind of exchange smiles with Bhavana and Bumat and all the other members of the Arms of Balance. And another day is coming to an end in the City of Wonders, and certainly it looks like some strange stuff is happening in the city one way or another, huh? Do you guys say anything to each other before you head out? Because I think the performance is over at this point. You can see people are like leaving.
That was a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot. Pretty cool though, right? Half of we got to fight. Better than any stupid opera.
Now, why don't you take those wraps off?
Oh my
Maybe.
god, yeah.
Chuji fucking rips them off their hands.
These are fucking cursed. That piece of shit sold me cursed hand wraps.
Well, I mean, you'll get anything in the marketplaces. I am almost a
Burn their
little
booth down.
bummed that I couldn't use my magic sense here. That
Your
Your
portal-
Magic Sense did give you a heads up.
It gave them a heads up, yes, but
Wasn't it hurting you? You said you had headaches, right?
it was because this place is coated in magic everywhere. But that portal, do you think that was almost the same thing as what happened to us on Danger Island?
Did it seem
It didn't
familiar?
look the exact same. But, Sanku, do you want to make me a quick nature check? Yeah, Sanku, actually, now that you mention it, portals don't usually have a tread team going on. You can't sew most portals shut. In fact, tread-like portals are the signature of a certain powerful sorceress.
Yeah, that was weird. You're not supposed to be able to sew portals shut. That's kind of exclusive to...
Like the portal that we saw
Uh-huh.
on Danger Island. Fuck. He told me not to worry.
Wait, what do you mean?
It was like the portal from... I mean, it wasn't the exact same, but it was like the portal from when we woke up in the middle
The
of
one
the
that
night.
Hikari said had the same signature as Haojin.
Oh.
Did she do this on purpose?
At first I thought it was just a test, but I don't know what this is anymore.
Maybe she wanted to see more of us. I mean, we did really well, right? It was a good show.
I agree. You all really knocked the socks off and introduced yourselves to Goka in a big way. Now you'll be all in the papers.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
that it was an opera about the celestial dragon.
Well, I'm glad it was ruined.
Okay, Lolo.
Let's get out of here before we lose any more class.
I think
Sure.
I think that's just you, Lolo.
You all make your way out, departing from the crowds who are still cheering your names a little bit, and you step into the night sky beneath Goka one more time. The week slowly winding towards an end, but what is happening in this city? This episode of Dice Will Roll would not have been possible without the support of our patrons. Tony Saunders, Dasha Clancy, Ari Graham, Giratina, Nex, Minty Belmont, GP Dora, Lemon Jam Tart, Marshmallow Berry, Sarissa, Ferric Falcon, Luis Loza, Aries, Alexander Criswell, Skyly, Lors Hellion, Kendra West, Genuinely Tricked, Transgirl Trish, Platonic, Val Punyon, Johnny the Catman, Matthew Wilson Krasnovich, Tillin Shark, Fearing, Glitch HD, Jace Snoops, Zenith Drums, Torbjorn, Sophia Valera, G Barbera, Luke, Gideon, Sarah B, Seth, Ravona Darkblood, Delore, Kira, Lichelo, Gizmo, Matthew, Cass, Fatal McElduff, Ava, Chris Lutman, Rem T. Bright, Lonesome Chunk, Steph, Sean C, Natasha Lee Lumley, Rhiannon C, Ellie, Jenna Mitchell, Kane Kendrick, Triceratops, Grey Kitsune, Anna Maria, Roxy, Jordan, Single Spinstress, Emily Naderna, John the Bookworm, SS66 Seeker, and Dame Valley III. Special shout out to the patrons who made cameos in this episode. Taki Tikiska by Lichelo, Bhavana Wondergiste by Hellion, Raunak Gyan by Roxy, Sunita Gupta by Delore, Umat by Tillin Shark, Azkanak the Exile by May Cohen, Hu Ying by Genuinely Tricked, and Dicky Sonam by Skyly. If you want to see what you can get for your support, check out patreon.com/dicerollroll today!